Hey guys, what's going on? ThirdStreet Reactions here. We're back with Shane.
Zach.
We're back with Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 7. We had that explosion of action. Most of that stuff was really cool. It was great action. But here, they hit at the heart of their territory.
Everything was happening at
The
night,
ghetto.
and you had them showing up with their ODM gear.
Updated with
ODM
black
gear,
outfits.
And fucking looking badass. And
Well, and the fact that, we gotta remember that Pac, he never went to parody. Everyone went with him. So he has no experience there or with anyone with ODM gear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got his spot taken because his brother was looking out for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably just, I don't know, maybe he's just a little green, like I'm a badass Titan now. But then, you know, these people are just coming and kicking the shit out of everybody. And
he's like, what? I'm a Titan. Don't they see that?
yeah. The voice actor who, he did such a great job. I mean, your job is to be like this intimidated and like going crazy, you know? It's like, are these people really going to kill me?
Yeah.
Guys, just to remind you before we jump in, we don't put the reaction on YouTube because of copyright stuff. We do put it on our Patreon. It's available for everyone. So just go there, then come back here for our post-talk. And if you want to support us, we have the next 4 weeks on there now. So if you guys want to be a member of our Patreon and support us fiscally, you can. And if not, that's fine. All right, let's jump in. Oh, that guy. Stick smack him with you. Very worthy follow-up.
Was very cool. I'm glad to see the Warhammer Titan lost. Glad to see that miserable little shit having to bear with chewing it up. I'm glad to see all these miserable shits getting what they had coming.
I just feel like that's so risky to put it in its mouth. Like,
They can swallow it.
yeah, I know, like, he's relying on gravity.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't, to me, it's just like if it splashes in, like...
Yeah, how do you know you're getting the good bits?
Yeah. I think they're...
Not the same thing, but I get the imagery.
Yeah, the imagery is incredible. To me, it was one of the coolest moments of this show. That visual, like when he was doing it, and that guy was like, "What are you doing? Like, stop!
Please stop!"
Yeah, the car Titan, she's out of commission. Sorry, guys, became my mom. She's this very, very old woman.
Very endearing woman, but she's also
sure.
She's very. It's almost like she's oblivious what she does to her surroundings.
She is. My dad's like her, Harry, because she can't hear very well. She just yells.
Yeah.
I felt for a lot of the guys on our side, like the guys who died, and the fact that she cared about her men.
I didn't really care about that because I don't have a lot of pity for the people over there, even the kids.
Well, to me, it just makes the show better when you care.
The story.
Yeah,
I have no pity for any of them because I get why, I get the empathy.
Yeah,
and I get the characters understand that, but it does not override the joy that I feel in this place suffering for all the horrors that we saw leading up to this.
Oh no, for sure. And I
understand it's like almost like indoctrinated, like you're getting all this is pressed in your face all the way up to this point. So your main group, your heroes, let's say, are the ones that are infiltrating and attacking this place. Yeah,
those are the ones we're rooting for, and I'm rooting for still. And I've seen a little more than you. And the show, I think, did its best to create a. It had about 5 episodes. Yeah, because this is 7 to like make us like I guess reveal more characters and make us.
Well, there's a human side to it.
Yeah, say like like they're not all evil. Like some of these kids had nothing to do or weren't even or know anything about. Yeah,
no, I get it.
You know
they're like Rhino before he went over there and did it.
Yeah, certainly. And I think Gabby, she's like the new Aaron. She's just seeing all this stuff happen. Peak she was there. She was. Also,
she recognized the ODM gear. She recognized.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, she is more directly responsible for everything, all the pain that was caused, than the kids.
Peak, Zeke.
Yeah.
Rhina.
Yeah, and I love Rhina quite a bit now.
I like him a lot,
yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact. I'm hoping we get a good rematch between him and Aaron. I'm not counting the Beast Titan out yet because obviously they didn't show him die. It just showed the thing being blown up. But I feel like you would see him die. Like when that moment occurs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. At least I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I don't think he's dead.
Yeah. So obviously that can come up at any moment.
Yeah.
And then with him being interrupted with the Jaw Titan, that means either that guy is so beat up that he's like peak and he can't continue to fight, or he's still going to be in the fight and they have to retreat because the blimp's coming now.
Yeah.
So
that's what I gather as well. Is like Reiner's the only one now, and he looks a little more badass too.
He does.
I don't know
spikes and shit.
I don't know if it's because of what was going on under there. That has to be it. I mean, because he's slightly different. I mean, we just saw him
his face
6 episodes ago
Mm.
because he was there with the Mid-Eastern allies.
Yeah.
And he's got a slightly updated. He's got a cooler design because I think he's just drawn better. But that look, I think it's because of all the healing stuff that was going on. Like he just had he looked like.
Well, it didn't look like armor. It looked like spikes.
Yeah.
More offensive.
Yeah.
Than it is defensive.
And like his hair is kind of in
Well, it looks like his actual face.
Yeah.
Too.
It does.
It doesn't have the Optimus Prime shield thing going on.
I just think it's funny that all the cart guys had like pictures of Peak all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Just like.
What
are these guys doing? Like,
I don't know.
Tony, I think.
Well, they're all dead now.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Did you see like the way McGaff, his behavior towards the kids?
Oh yeah.
Like there's two sides to it. A, he did say the country has invested a lot of money in training you guys, and B, like there's also the other side is like I think he kind of cares about these kids because he did help raise them.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, he obviously believes they're devils, but the way he treats them are different than the way the other guys in the military were treating them. You see Mika's tears in her eyes when she was watching Aaron?
Oh yeah. Well, she sees what he's becoming.
Yeah. Is there anything Aaron could do to you, like, sorry.
To have gone too far?
Is there anything Aaron could do to go too far for you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they'd have to, it's like Stannis when he burned his daughter.
Yeah, that to me was...
That was like Jesus. Like
it's weird.
It was already building up to that, and you know he was going down a dark path.
Mm-hmm.
But when that finally happened, it's just...
Yeah, to me it would be doing something like that to one of our protagonists that we've been following.
Yeah.
Like to Mikasa or Levi or Armin.
Yeah.
Like to me that's where he'd lose me. Or I mean, I don't know, if he brutally killed like a ton of little kids and babies, even if I didn't know them, that would be hard for me.
Well, I feel like in terms of the story, that's just something that'd be like, what would come out of left field.
No, yeah, I agree.
He's just kill all these babies. Why? Because he's bad.
Yeah, so like he could lose me there. I mean, obviously,
and Anakin pretty much did it, and he didn't lose you.
Well, it's because if my wife was going to die, I don't know what I would do.
Well, that's the same fucking thing.
But no, his people already died. He's getting revenge.
He's taking the fight to the enemy. This enemy that's going to probably persist in what they're doing.
Yes.
So he's going there to complete his mission to take all these Titans away.
No, I like I said, I think this, I actually,
people aren't already dead. I mean, he still has Mikasa and Armin and his friends.
To me, I think this show actually does a good job of creating two sides. And before I watched this season, I just completely, no matter what I saw, I thought I would just hate the other people and fuck them all. I think, and I didn't know that, they're obviously like Jews in the ghetto. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
But that being said, like I can't get the imagery out of my mind from that first season, seeing his mom die and everything that he'd gone through. So like, that's who I'm invested in.
Well, the thing is, that's been happening there for so long. It hasn't been happening to the other people.
Well, they were getting
parody.
Yeah, but they were getting ripped from their homes and getting injected and forced.
But I'm still saying that they're sending these things to eat your family members, eat your people, eat your neighbors.
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
No,
these things are just running around eating people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why you take all that hostility and anger and rage and resentment that's been occurring for how many years or centuries?
100 years.
Yeah, so a century, and that's all built up to the point that they're not going to have very much pity for you when they show up at your front door.
No, they're not.
So I'm sorry, that's the case I'm making for the Eldians from Parody, or the Parodians, or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah,
because we knew a lot of them were shitty, like the politicians and people that were like pulling the strings for a while. But they're not going to have any pity when they come to the front door of these people that have been fucking up their world for 100 years.
The real victims of this whole show is the Eldians race. Like they're like here they were stuck in the wall getting eaten, and over here they were Jews in a ghetto getting conscripted to go do that.
Yeah.
And it's just the rest of the world, is using them. Watching McGath and Willie, I'm wondering if their plan is for the world to like unite and just destroy all the Eldians. Because he actually said the world is going to blame all the Eldians after this. So like he has to know that the ones in Marley they're going to get blamed too. So was that his plan? Cause I don't know. To me, it wasn't very clear. He didn't say that the devil's on Parody. He did say that during his impassioned speech on the stage. But like I think the rest of the world is going to blame all the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, he already admitted that his family, they've lied to everyone for 100 years, so I don't think the Tybers...
Well, so I have to wonder what the end game of this entire series is. Like, what is the final solution, like fucking Hitler. Like, just we need to get all these people killed.
Yeah.
We can't just do it by ourselves, or we might look racist. So we need to get everybody else involved in this shit.
Yeah.
So they had to sell the world on it, and like, Jesus, these Jews got to go. I mean, like,
yeah.
just bring them on.
How stupid were these people?
I don't know.
To me, it's like, really.
I know.
How'd you feel about Armin? See,
he got his haircut.
Yeah.
Big boy now.
I didn't like his haircut personally.
You mean originally?
No, now.
I like it now.
It just reminds me of a bowl cut.
It had the bangs in the front.
Bowl cuts, they do that.
No, but the bowl cut's all the way around.
Yeah,
and it was parted.
No, it wasn't parted like trunks. It wasn't. Because if it was trunks, I would have liked it.
No, it was like ruffled and parted, but it wasn't like straight down all the way across.
I have to see it again.
Rewind it.
Hold on right fucking now. I think there's something to be said about the way he feels about doing what he believes is a necessary thing. Like,
yeah, it's a necessary evil to him, but he still regrets.
Yeah, like in him also thinking about Bertolt. And he's got to have some of Bertolt's memories. Mm-hmm. Just the fact that he's like, oh, is this the view? Right there. I literally just rewound it back.
Yeah. Hit play. Alright, you're right that it's not parted, but it's not a bowl cut.
No, it's not. Well, if we get in real close, I wonder if it's going to be shaved out, you know. I mean, bowl cuts the way they were in the 90s, though. They weren't like the bowl cuts they did in the 40s. You know, because they did bowl cuts in the 40s, too. And they just literally just fucking like a skin shave thing.
Yeah, I know.
But when we saw in the 90s, they were kind of like a fade. And I dislike them both, I guess. Yeah. I kind of liked his medium length hair before. Like, I like Jean's now. Like, it's kind of...
Jean's looks cool.
Yeah.
I like his hair now. I didn't like it when he was a kid because he looked like he had a bale of straw on his head.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
But it looks good now.
Yeah, I like Jean. Did you, by the way, notice black guy?
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
No, it's just okay.
Just
so
showing up.
If we remember, all the people were closed off in the wall, like they're all Europeans, and they didn't know any like.
Well, there was like some Asians, right?
The Ackermans were just. I think the Ackermans were the only ones. I think
they weren't strictly Asian though. Kenny wasn't Asian.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't. But he was. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they say they're from the East.
No, it was Aaron's mom, right?
I don't think Aaron's mom was.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It was
Mikas's But I will say, there has been one black person shown. So he's the first black person.
No, he's not.
Are you sure?
Oh, you mean from
Paradis?
Paradis, yeah.
Yeah. Loved how he was up there looking at, I didn't need to see that dead kid on the ground personally. But obviously it's important for the story.
Yeah.
Armin to think like, oh, is this what Bertolt had to do? Mm-hmm. Is this what he felt like he had to do to save the world, to save his family?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it, the only thing the show could have done better is give us like longer episodes with the Marlians. But for the most part, I think they did a pretty good job with the time.
Well, I think that they've given you enough of what you need, and I don't know if the manga represents anything in a more, a greater capacity, like you're referring to. But I'd say, I don't need to know that much more about them. It's kind of like you said, where the story turns and the writing kind of went south. Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was a buddy at work. But talked about how the writing went south in The Last of Us, the second one. Where they try to make you empathize with every villain. Like, there's not really
that was me who told you that. And just, I will say that many people disagree with me. I think that based on some stuff I love from the first one. Some characters I love.
Well, me in terms of story, the Marlians are people. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't need every story to be a sob story.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the trend that's going on in writing right now, it's like, why don't some of you guys get off the bandwagon and come up with something else? But I don't feel that way about this, so I'm not saying. I don't even feel like it's being oversold that I should.
No, I think it's a girl who created the manga said like she wanted to show both sides of the war, and she wanted heroes and villains on both sides.
Well, there's truth to that.
Yeah,
because that's the reality of any war.
Yeah, but, like what Clint Eastwood did with Letters to Iwo Jima, and then he made Flags of Our Fathers.
Yeah,
which I actually didn't see Flags of Our Fathers, but I saw Letters, and that was fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, I know there's much more left, and from what I understand, this is supposed to be some of the low point of the season, because I guess it gets so high later.
Really?
Which is hard. It's hard for me to
well, compared to what we're used to, and everything having to be such a slow burn.
Yeah.
We're getting to write, 7 episodes in, which 6 episodes really. It's all heating up. So.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing to point out is, it's been 5 years. Aaron's been probably training for this. He was able to transform 3 times in a way that was just shocked everyone else.
Yeah.
That's how fit his Titan ability, transforming ability is compared to them. And you got to think, like, these guys who are warriors, they got to have top-notch training too. And they also have a century of knowledge of people guarding the military, guarding the Titan secrets. So they probably know better than Aaron.
But they're still unable.
But Aaron still has that much, obviously, grit and revenge and motivation. So I thought that was really cool.
I do.
An awesome thing to point out. Because
I do agree.
After transforming once, in the very beginning, he'd be laid up in bed. Now, he did get better, but I don't think we ever saw him do anything like twice.
Yeah, none of the other ones really did. Really.
Yeah.
And even when Bertolt tried.
No one did. Like, because when Aaron...
He was just like a...
Yeah, he was...
Just like a torso.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'm trying to think, like, there's ample opportunities when he was fighting the other guys, like when he's fighting Reiner, where he could have gotten a headlock and jumped out and transformed, but he would have been dead at that point. Well, not dead, he would have been physically exhausted at that point. So yeah, he has come a long way himself, not just like his personality, but his ability. So and now he's got a fucking another power.
Yep.
That's crazy.
He's racking them up, man.
Yeah, and I like the Warhammer Titan. I mean, she was very brief in the show, but I thought it was a cool power.
It was very cool.
Yeah. It's so different.
Yeah, it didn't have a very good build up to it. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, they have the Warhammer.
Yeah, it did surprise me that it was a sister. Not right before it happened. I knew it was going to be the sister. Like when the sister was walking out with him.
I wasn't sure who it was going to be, but I kind of figured it wasn't him.
Yeah, I think you said that. Yeah, I think you actually called that.
Obviously, they thought maybe it was him because he ate Willie.
I mean,
they probably couldn't deny the chance.
Exactly. I like Peak, but I think the Cart Titan is probably the worst one.
Fucking, I hate.
Well, I mean, like
it's just goofy.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, like what practical use has it? But back in the day before they had.
Well, you actually answered it. I think if you had those elephant characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They probably were able to do something similar to that, but they're so much less effective back then compared to the artillery they can mount on that.
You figure now. I mean, like
if they're fighting a major war.
I can imagine how useful it would be if it was.
I mean, reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance. But if it was bringing supplies to large groups of people who were on the ground that didn't possess Titan abilities. But even then, it's kind of like, I mean, that is a good ability, but I don't know, I guess I wouldn't want that power.
Now, out of all of them?
Yeah, I think the Warhammer's good. I like, obviously, the armor's my favorite. I mean, the Attack Titan, I mean, he's,
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, like, I think the show has shown us, especially the Jaw Titan, like, you can inherit the power and not have any training and be terrible and not know how to use it. And not even manifest the proper physical attributes if you don't have the training. So I think that's kind of interesting. It makes you wonder what all the different ones looked like before. Like we saw Kruger, and he was kind of similar, except he didn't have the...
We saw his dad.
Yeah, we saw his dad. He looked kind of like a cross between the Beast and the
Attack.
Yeah. And then Kruger had like a regular person mouth, and Aaron had like a fucking like a Tyrannosaurus Rex almost,
Yeah, weird the jaw all the way.
So it makes you wonder did the Beast Titan, did it always look like an ape, or did it look like a fucking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a fucking parrot. That'd be
a beak.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we'll get those answers. But anyways,
that's about all I've got to cover. I'm looking forward to where this goes. I'm hoping it doesn't slow down again and pick back up because the momentum is here.
Yeah, I mean we got.
I know the show must go on.
We got like 35 episodes or something. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's from my understanding, it's like one of the highest rated animes on Metacritic now. I guess I'm sorry, mangas. The third part 3 is I don't think it's even out in Japan.
Okay.
So we might have to end this and then wait or start something else and then come back to this or something. So anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much it. If you want to support us, check us out on Patreon or leave a comment down below. We're out of here.